Hi, I'm going to walk you through a nervous system regulation tool called Orienting. And I originally learned this through the work of Peter Levine. It's something that I've used a lot over the years. I've shared it with dozens of students and clients, and most people have reported finding it really useful. So, the premise basically is that as animals, when any animals, when they're startled, confused, or find themselves in strange or unusual circumstances, they're going to have this impulse, instinctual impulse, to use their senses to determine whether or not they're in imminent danger. And as humans, we have that same impulse, although we often override it. We often don't even notice that we're having that impulse. So when we're anxious, confused, fearful, startled, when we're even overly reactive, we find ourselves being irritable or even just feeling really shut down. All those things are indicators that our nervous systems are in one of the defensive states: fight, flight, freeze, rather than in that sort of safe and social mode. Where we have access to our thinking, our thinking minds, our wise minds, our social capacity. So we can intentionally orient ourselves when we find ourselves in one of the defensive states. We can intentionally orient ourselves, and it's going to promote a physiological downregulating of our nervous systems. So that often translates into reduced physical and emotional tension, a kind of slowing down of speedy thoughts, or a kind of infusion of energy if we're feeling super flat. And that can be enough to kind of kickstart us back towards the safe and social mode. So orienting is a great thing to do whenever we're tense or anxious. We're not feeling awesome, but we're not actually in any kind of danger. So sometime like after a near miss in traffic, during an argument with a friend or a family member, when we're worried about meeting a deadline, or we're just kind of living with some kind of ongoing stressor, for example, coronavirus, right? In which being in a fight, flight, or freeze response isn't going to actually be helpful. It's not going to do anything for us. Orienting can help us change states so that we can at least enjoy ourselves a little more during the process. So here's how to do it. You're facing forward. You just let your eyes land on something in front of you and focus and take it in. Doesn't have to be anything interesting. It could just be the corner of a wall. But if it is something interesting, so much the better. But you let your eyes actually focus. You take a breath. And slowly start to turn your head to the right or to the left and let your eyes focus on objects, surfaces, colors, textures, light and shadow, anything that you see as you keep on turning your head and breathing. So really intentionally breathing, turning your head and your neck, letting your eyes see the stuff that's in the environment, and try to even look kind of behind you. When you get to the furthest reaches, just go ahead and bring your eyes back and do the same thing. You can even name the objects that you're seeing. Like there's a vase, there's the bricks of the fireplace, there's a plant. Keep breathing. When you get back to center, then go the other direction. So it's actually important to go both directions. the turning, you know, both the seeing of the objects helps helps bring online your rational mind, so you can actually see that there's not imminent danger in your environment, but also the turning of your head and the movement speaks directly physiologically to the vagus nerve and helps it to relax and settle and get more sort of into a regulated flow state. So there you go. Give it a try. If you think it's interesting, you might check out Peter Levine's first book, Waking the Tiger. There's more stuff like that in there.